All right, y'all, let's get right into it. Welcome to the Pit Corner, where we're going to talk about fragrance. We're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about fashion. This is a channel that was actually going to be done by my good friend and mentor, Doug Henri. Unfortunately, we lost him a couple of years ago, and in his honor, I wanted to go ahead and keep this thing rolling, get these videos started, start the channel, and talk about all things fragrance. So with that, we're going to be talking about different fragrances. We're going to kind of have the conversations that him and I used to have at the corner of his barbecue pit. That's how the name is. It's so weird. It's like, why would you call it pit corner? Like, what does that have to do with fragrance? We would have conversations on the corner of his barbecue pit because he owned a barbecue restaurant in Fulton, New Jersey, and we would sit there and literally at the corner of that pit and we would talk about fragrance. We would, he had a big bag that he would pull out and he would have different bottles in it. He would pull something out. Hey, do you smell this? We try different ones out. And of course, some of them I would see and I would just buy them on the spot, because they smelled, so good. But this was something that, a channel that he was going to start. And, unfortunately being that he couldn't start it, I'm going to get it started for him. We're going to go on this journey together. Hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, all the things that, YouTubers tell you to do. We're going to just get that out the way. But definitely, stay locked in. We got more content, more things that we want to create. We want to talk about this thing called, fragrance. But again, I just want to give that homage to Doug. He was, everything that I've learned about fragrance, I've learned from him. The life cycle of a fragrance, just all those little keys and nuances that you don't necessarily know about. You just sometimes just grab a bottle, you just spray it on, and you just, oh, okay, this is great. Or even when you buy a bottle, you just spray it and you smell it and you think, okay, this is it. Let me just go ahead and buy it. He kind of taught me, the methodology behind, how you should wear your fragrances, how you should, purchase them, right? There's been plenty of times where, I might have purchased something just based off of what I smelled off the top. And basically, once I got to the dry down, I hated the fragrance. So understanding like how that fragrance breaks down through the life cycle, all these things are things that I learned from Doug. But we're going to jump into this video. I got his summer collection here of different ones that was, his favorites. And also some that are my favorites as well. We had common favorites, I guess you could say, but these scents here, we're gonna, kind of go through them and really just kind of dive into this summertime experience. So stay locked in. So let's kind of just jump into it, right? So Doug loved summertime fragrances. He had a whole grouping, a whole collection of different scents that he recommended for the summertime. And these scents kind of have a common theme, so to speak, right? A lot of them are rich in bergamot. Bergamot is like a citrusy orange sort of note, and a lot of these fragrances is going to have that. The top notes are going to have your bergamot. It's going to have your typical citrusy kind of feels, but that's kind of what you want out of your summertime fragrance. So I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 different fragrances here that we're going to kind of just run through, and I'm going to give you my take on them. And again, common theme here, it has a very, sweet opening with that bergamot. So let's kind of get started here. Let's go with, I'm going to start off with this one. So this is called Derby Clubhouse. This fragrance is pretty interesting. Armaf is hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. That's the company that makes this, but I would call this a Creed Silver Mountain Water clone. And that's because pretty much the DNA of this is the same exact thing as Creed Silver Mountain Water. They smell almost exact. And I got both right here. That's one of the other fragrances we're going to talk about as well. Silver Mountain Water. Again, in your top, you got your water notes, bergamot. In the middle, what's unique about these is you have green tea. And that's something that's kind of, pretty pronounced when you first spray it. Black currant. Hopefully I didn't mess that pronunciation up. And keep in mind, I'm not an expert on any of these notes. You know, this is something, again, I'm constantly learning. I learned a lot of things from Doug with this. But in the base, musk, sandalwood, the exact same. I mean, they both smell the same. Price-wise, not the same. You know, Creed's gonna run you a bit, but they both smell great. They smell absolutely amazing. They're light, they're refreshing, you know, optimal choices for the summertime. Next one I have here, the Your Own Cologne. Again, with this one, bergamot, growing theme. Yeah, it's very sweet. It's very sweet in the top. You got a lot of grapefruit in this as well. Grapefruit is very pronounced in this here, so it gives you that a sweeter kind of smell. It's just, this is great. This is great for the summertime with the heat and everything. It's going to really project well. It's a very well balanced scent, and I can definitely see why Doug had this one here in his collection. So I'm going to pull up something a little bit more interesting. This one here, Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume. I'm a fan of this brand. This particular scent, it's oh, look at that. Atomizer's nice. This one has something called, and hopefully again, hopefully I'm not butchering the pronunciation of this, Cetilox. And with Cetilox, it's like an ambery or ambroxan kind of note that's used, but that's the only thing that's in it. So it's very, very, very fresh. It's very light. It's very clean. It's probably something that you could layer as well, I would imagine. Like you could take this and probably put this on with something else, and something that has a little bit more complexity to it if you want a little more out of what you're wearing that day. But honestly, this is something you could just wear it by itself, and it smells absolutely amazing. Now this one here, I get a lot of compliments on. It's pretty interesting. This one here, again, growing theme is bergamot throughout most of these fragrances. I'm just going to stop telling you that it has bergamot. We just already know that that's what we've been talking about the whole entire time. But this one here, John Varvatos, Artisan Pure. I remember when Doug told me about this one. He actually had me smell it, and I was blown away from the initial spray. This one here, nice atomizer. Yeah. This one here has ginger in it and thyme. And that's what makes it very, very unique from all the other ones. I've been stopped and asked, hey, what is it that you're wearing? And it was this. This one here, it just has a very unique DNA. It dries down to amber and a musk in the bottom, but that opening with the thyme and the dry down into ginger, it's really, really nice. This is a very special fragrance, and I think it's one that you should probably include in your collection. I got two more here. Actually, I think I got three more. I'm not sure where I'm at. I'm kind of all over the place. But check out this here. Chrome Pure Azzaro. Now, anybody who is from the 90s, you know about Azzaro Chrome, the big blue bottle. This one here is Chrome Azzaro Pure. Again, yeah, it's nice. A lot of orange. In the middle, there's orange blossom, and then there's also like a wood note, like a gala. I think that's what it's pronounced. Not really sure. But it dries down to cedar, tonka bean, and white musk. This thing is really nice. And then it has this like really sweet opening with the mandarin orange and the bergamot right off the top. I mean, you spray this thing, you instantly fall in love with it. Like it smells absolutely amazing. Again, Chrome Azzaro Pure. I'm not sure if I mentioned this one already, but we're going to mention it again because it's just that nice, if I did. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. Pink pepper and grapefruit in the top. Very pronounced. It's really, really nice. Along with bergamot. You got lavender in the middle of this. Cardamom and some aquatic notes, and then it dries down to musk and sandalwood. This fragrance here, it's really nice. It's a very sweet, but you get that masculine, you know, you get that little with the pink pepper in the top, but that one's a great one for the summer. Now, this one's last, but definitely not least by any stretch of the imagination. Guerlain Ideal L'Homme. This one here, grapefruit, bergamot, and pink pepper, kind of similar to that Mont Blanc that we just talked about. But this one here is interesting in the middle because it has almond and it has neroli in it. Nice atomizer. Yeah, that's nice. It's so unique. And then in the base, when it dries down and the dry down, trust me, it's really, really nice. It actually has white musk and vetiver, and it's done properly because you know vetiver can kind of go either way. It can either smell really good or it can, yeah, or it can smell not so great. But that was Doug's summer collection. Again, you know, these are things that he, you know, it was his favorites for the summer. It was a combination of some of his and some of mine. I mean, a lot of these are my favorites as well. But again, you know, these are all scents that you can wear during the spring, during the summertime, when it heats up especially. It's just going to help you to allow that fragrance to really project and to really push out more and more. But that's the end of the video. That's all we got for today, guys. Hopefully this is the first video. Trying to shake the nerves a little bit. Gonna hopefully get rolling with this. But again, hit like, the notification bell, subscribe, and tune in next time. Who knows what we'll cover? And we got a lot of scents, to say the least, that we can talk about. And I got some favorites. I got some new ones that I've recently purchased that I definitely want to share with you guys. And you know, again, thank you for watching. Till next time, have a good one.